Chair, NDPP must know that she's got a duty to protect this country more than individuals. You can't say, I want to protect individual because of their rights and all of that. A rotten NPA, it's very dangerous to our constitutional democracy she speaks about. A rotten NPA is dangerous to the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. So you cannot protect an individual over the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. Just her failure to respond to this question, she must take her bag and go. She's not going to be useful to us. We are asking names. That's why we are here. We are told there are people who kept people is names. Who are those people? We want names of drug cartels. We want names of corrupt police. We want names of corrupt judges. We want names of corrupt prosecutors. That is the whole idea of us being here. So you call a witness, when she left home, she left saying she's going to do what here? She's coming to read a policy statement in an inquiry. Yeah, we even discuss boardroom. We're discussing pillow talk. Yeah. Yeah. That's how far we go. Now we're being told no, just a name. We can't be given a name of a prosecutor who's suspended. I know that there is a prosecutor called Chauke in Gauteng who's put on a special leave or suspended by the President of the Republic of South Africa. It is the President who communicated that publicly. What is so difficult for an NDPP to refer to such a case and say, for instance, we've got this case that is on, but I can't give details. This is what it involves. A lot of people came here and said so. This is a public information. But to come and say, I won't give you names, even on matters that are public, that is having taken a conscious decision that I'm not going to cooperate with them and I'm going to show them that they can't do anything. She's completely undermining us. To put it mildly, she's undermining us, and she left her home having taken a decision to come and undermine us here. What is so secret about telling us about a public prosecutor of a public prosecution? Everything is public there, except when you are dealing with the case. It says, I will give you a name when a person appears in court. The person that we're speaking about, for instance, Chauke, he's not going to go to court. It's an inquiry that is on. The president is investigating a particular conduct, wrongly or rightfully, I don't know. So it means we'll never hear that name Chauke in this committee because he will never have a first day appearance in a criminal court. What happens? There is an internal, inquiry that the president has constituted. The head of NPA must know about that, must be comfortable to speak about it. And the refusal to speak about such an incident is to say, I'm not going to cooperate with you. Actually, the allegations goes further, which we are going to probe later when it is our turn to ask questions. They say, after they arrested advocate Chauke, they are able to register cases easily. That's what SAPS says. And cases are moving smoothly in Gauteng. Is that true? We want to get into those issues. But if the head of NPA is going to shy away from that, then which issue are we going to deal with? We need prosecutors who are cooperating with drug cartels.
Thank you, Honorable Malema. Honorable Sauls.
Chair, indeed, advocate is required to give us names. It is true. However, it is not true that names has been given in this committee. We still don't know the names of 3 out of the big 5. Why? Because the witness stated that it is under investigation and the names will be revealed and it can be revealed in camera, can be revealed in a closed session. So we must be honest about this, that it is true that advocate must give us the names. But the question is not must you give us the names or not. You must give us the names or name. But the question is how? Which platform? What is the requirement for you to give it in closed session? If we go by what has happened in the past in this committee, the statement was, I cannot reveal in public the names of the other three of the big five, even though the committee wants to know, and that's what we are investigating. It's because it's still under investigation. You testified, advocate, that the person you are referring to is suspended, but the suspension is not connected to the allegations that you are referring to. In other words, whatever you are referring to is still under investigation. And it is for that reason that you don't want to publicly reveal the name, if I understand you correctly. This then satisfies the same requirements that was put forward before. Where I will disagree with you, advocate, is if we say to you, you must reveal the name, but you must reveal it to us in closed session because it is still under investigation, and you refuse at that point, then I will disagree with you. Because that would be you intentionally hampering us from doing our work. But if you are willing to reveal the name in closed session, that would be in line with our terms of reference. So, Chair, I support the position that the advocate must reveal the name. But if the advocate opts to do so in closed session, that is in line with our terms of reference, and she should be allowed to do that. Thank you, Chair.
Advocate Breitenbach.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I understand the need for the members to hear the names, and we all need to hear them. Advocate Bahoti has made it quite clear that the person she is referring to has not necessarily been suspended for the facts that we are now talking about. And she doesn't have control over the investigation, and the other agencies that are involved in, obviously involved in such an investigation. And so for her to sit here and publicly name people could not only undermine the investigation, but it could also undermine other agencies who are busy with important work. And so I would agree that she must be fully open and honest with this committee, but not in an open forum. And for the sake of progress, I think we should move on with everything else and then deal with this issue at the end, and in a closed forum. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Sangwan.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. No, I think I've generally been covered by all the members who spoke, and I align myself with the recommendation on the closed session. Chair, because we were discussing this matter and we don't need an answer now, I can wait until we're questioning. But I'm hoping that Advocate Bahoti is also going to give us the reasons why she recommended to the President that Advocate Chauke be suspended. I would appreciate that we get that. Thank you, Chair.
Pangazit.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. One, I actually wanted also to align myself with the shall I call the demand by this committee for the name to be actually mentioned. However, I do want to support Honorable Ngola in the proposal that he made, namely that perhaps at the end of this process, the NPA, whether it would still be Advocate Bahoti or the new one, be able to actually supply us with the information related to the matter that we are dealing with right now. including the name. But I also am not comfortable if the advocate simply refuses to give the name, because names have actually been mentioned here. And Mkhwanazi did not actually beat about the bush in saying categorically that within the NPA, there are elements that have actually compromised the operations of the criminal justice system. So we cannot be overprotective of individuals, because we might be protecting the very element that we need to know about and deal with. Thank you.